Hello there, welcome back to Marketing Matters, the show that encourages you to take a deeper look into your marketing. I am joined by Ashley Hallam. Ashley, hello.
Hello. Do you know what? We can tell that we've not done it in a while because you just called me Ashley.
I did notice that
like,
when
you
it
always
came
call
out.
me, always call me Ash, and this time you went Ashley. I'm like, wow. You can tell we've been apart.
You certainly can tell we've been apart. Ashley, yeah, I feel like we almost need to start again. Like calling you Ashley is not on, but we'll roll with it.
It's not.
We'll roll with
it. It's like welcome to meet you. First day on the job. My name's Ashley.
I remember actually, it's a funny story. During COVID, I had to work from home for a while. And then when I came back in after a couple of months, you got up out of your seat, you came up to me and you went, "You must be the new guy. Nice to meet you."
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, wow, you brave boy.
That's me.
Yeah, I remember I think I said to you, how long have you been preparing that one then?
A while.
Yeah.
A while.
Practice it in the mirror.
Oh God, yeah. Practice that at home a lot.
Welcome back. It's been a while. We've not been in the chairs for a little while.
No, we've been a bit slack in posting these, but we have been away.
I think we can give ourselves a little bit of cut ourselves a little bit of slack there. We've been away. We've been on holidays.
Been very busy. We've been very busy, and we've been away.
Have been getting the sun cream on.
Yes, yeah, it's been a good time at Nettle HQ.
Yeah.
So we took some time out at the same time. Didn't go to the same places.
Yeah, that wasn't planned.
We didn't plan it, and we didn't go to the same places. But we both went off at the same time.
I kept saying that when I told people we were away. It was like, oh, Ash and I are both away on holiday separately. I might add, like we don't go away on holiday together.
Not a bad thing if we did go away together.
No, I wouldn't mind that.
No,
Nettle on the road.
Nettle on the road.
Yeah,
that's next year's. That's next year's holiday.
Next year's holiday. But yeah, so where have you been?
I went to Croatia. With my family, extended family. So there's about 14 of us. Well, my cousins and their partners and my
but life
families.
Update.
My personal life update. My personal life update. If no one has, realised, not many people will have done. But I got engaged.
Your fiance now.
I did get engaged. I went away with my
fiance
now, which is weird to say. But that did happen. That was a bit of a life update.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way. Just put that on Marketing Matters record.
It's on video now.
It's on video.
Can't ever go back.
I'm really happy for you.
Yeah. Please don't leave. But yeah, no, that was nice. That was a nice break. So that was back in July, and then I went away again in start of August. So it's been a bit hectic. Work.
Suntan?
Oh God, no.
No.
I didn't get suntan.
We're quite similar, aren't we?
We are. We burn quickly.
We
burn and then hope it goes to brown.
It did go to brown for me. I mean, I've been back for just over a week now. And it's starting to fade, which is quite depressing. But it was a nice golden colour. It was red to start. Don't get me wrong. A couple of days into my holiday,
but you work through that. You have to work through it.
You do. You have to suffer a little bit.
Yeah, get to the other side, and you hope that you go brown.
Yeah, which did happen. And I had a brilliant. I kept the watch on for most of the time, so I had a lovely.
That's always how you can tell.
That was my marker.
You kind of move your watch and go, yes, that's.
I used to go. Very good, very good. Now it's starting to fade and it's quite sad.
Yeah.
But we're back.
We are back.
We're refreshed.
Back. Yes, we are. Yeah.
And we're ready to tackle the second half of the year.
Yeah, it's an exciting, it's been quite an exciting time.
Which I saw you mention words to that effect. And it was, having my business owner hat on for a second, which I don't like to do too much, as you know. It was very great and nice to read whilst I was still sat on a sun lounger. Enjoying the second week of my holiday. You with posting the words on LinkedIn that you are delighted and really excited to be back.
Yeah, no, I genuinely, and it's weird because I genuinely was. I was genuinely ready to come back and happy to attack. Let's say the rest. The next 4 months of the year.
Yeah, up until Christmas. Yeah.
So, 4 months ish. As when this one goes.
God, we're talking about Christmas soon, aren't we?
Oh yeah, no, don't yet. My now fiance is already talking.
Why did that get air quotes? Because why is fiance? She is your fiance.
Because it's weird. It's weird to. I don't know. It's weird to say it. I don't know how to. I don't know. It's like almost like I don't know how to address her. Like my fiance would.
I'm guessing still by her name is how you should address her.
Well, yeah, but what's her name?
Am I allowed to say that on the airwaves?
No, not on this. Not for now. Swiftly moving on. But no, it's yeah, I'd posted on LinkedIn. I'd sort of come back with a bit of a clearer head in terms of, okay, well, what do I want to do?
A lovely holiday photo as well, I must add.
Yeah, it was, again, I had to get a few photos in there. We like photos on holiday.
I turned into the photographer.
Yeah, there's always someone that gets that job. And I'll be honest, my dad usually gets that job when I go away with sort of my family. And yeah, it was noticeable that you did get that job.
I made the mistake because I went away for a wedding. A good friend of mine was getting married away in Ibiza. So there was a lot of families on the trip, and I was, traveling out there, single guy, and ended up kind of just thinking, I'll take some behind the scenes shots. Made the mistake of using portrait mode, which for some reason people still don't know about.
Yeah,
how to use portrait mode, and they're like, "Oh my god, these are so professional and everything." So by the last night, everyone's shouting, "Oh, Dan, can you take photos of us? Can you take photos?" Yes. Some other people weren't even with us. Didn't speak our language. Just handed me their phone.
Yeah,
nice. I was like, okay.
Should have walked away, turn around. No.
Yeah,
thanks for the phone. Thanks for the phone.
Yeah, but then it struck me when I handed it back and said, "Is this all right?" It's like they don't know what I just said.
No idea. You just have to show them.
Yeah,
good.
So yeah, I still haven't done my LinkedIn post, and you're probably going to tell me off for that.
Yeah, well, LinkedIn has been, I not necessarily, I wouldn't say at the top of my list. There's a lot of stuff that's on my list sort of that we've been sort of going through since I got back from holiday, but it's something that I look back on and thought, I've not done we're both relatively guilty for it, but don't do LinkedIn too well.
Yeah.
So it's something that I thought was, well, I think but definitely worth mentioning in that it's such a useful platform, and a platform that can be so useful, but we don't, and a lot of people don't necessarily probably get the use out of it. So when I came back from holiday, I was like, right, I need to make sure I'm on it now. Like, let me try and be as consistent as possible, because there's so much we can.
Because you always wrap me across the knuckles for not posting enough about what we get up to on LinkedIn.
It's because we get up to cool stuff.
Yeah,
we do some cool shiz around here, right? That I think is definitely worth shouting about. Like, and it's, we do different projects, campaigns, like loads of different cool stuff that we don't. It's almost again to showcase what we can do, but
also the day-to-day stuff.
And the day-to-day, like, again, trying to give people a bit of an insight into us, because I think we're quite, I was going to say outgoing, but we're quite, we like to have a bit of fun when we go out. When we go out, we meet people or at networking events. We like to be a bit of fun. People may have seen, again, having a bit of an insight, may have seen on a relatively recent post I've done about the fact that we're doing the Dragon Boat Festival in Newark, and I want to promote the fact that we were doing that. Now, if no one has seen
promoted it.
Yeah, if no one has seen it, please do. And this is a bit of self-promo. Please do go on my LinkedIn and have a look. Right?
Plug.
Just have a look. It's not the best Photoshop skills I've ever done in my life.
I think that's what makes it brilliant.
But that's what I find makes it good. But
it's you in the background. Did you take that photo especially?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to find photos of other people, but I'd say photoshopped other people onto a boat, a dragon boat.
I noticed that the one you found of me was something I'd sent you from holiday.
Look, if you can't send anything to me and not expect me to use it at some point.
That's on you. Whenever you send something to me, I make it a sticker straight away.
Yeah, that's on you, man. That's not on me. That's on you. But I thought, that's like with that. Yes, I could have done. I wanted to promote the fact that we were doing it because it's the first time that we're both doing it.
It is, yeah.
So I was like, let's promote it, get a bit of promo from it, try and get the word out about our team and stuff. So try and get some, donations and things. But I didn't want to do a standard post. I was like, there's been a few of them. I was like, I want to do these ones a bit different.
You love to stand out, don't you?
I like to do things a bit. I like to do things slightly different than others. Yeah. Because they're the stuff that get noticed, I think. Mm. And again, it's from the point of view on LinkedIn, it kind of puts our personalities across that we're not. We are, because at the end of the day, we're in a we are in a creative industry that requires us to be quite creative.
A bit different. Stand out a little bit differently.
Yeah, you want people to stand out. That's the point. People want their logo doing, they want the social media doing, they want even a design for a leaflet doing. You want to stand out and make an impression.
Do you think that's a challenge on LinkedIn at the minute? Because I think if you go back 2-3 years, the challenge was to get people on LinkedIn. Get people used to the idea of posting stuff about their life on LinkedIn, which was a challenge for people that perhaps didn't grow up in the social media age.
Yeah.
I think we grew up kind of sort of as it was all taking off a little bit, social media.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So the challenge was to get people to actually do it. Now a lot of people are doing it. They understand they need to be doing it, but it's a very saturated place. So is the challenge now being different?
Yeah, ultimately, I think like to your point, it is that when we're late 20s, so we grew up with.
Thank you for saying late 20s. I am very, very late 20s now.
Classed as late 20s, I'd say. And I put myself in that category now. Believe it or not, I'm 27. But we.
No, don't believe you.
No, I know. Yeah, I did for cold and flu tablets the other day. I know. But I digress. But we, to your point, say we grew up sort of with social media. So as it was sort of growing, we were also growing and kind of went with it. But again, LinkedIn's that like, almost when you get into a professional role, you probably look to use LinkedIn. And now I think a lot of people, I see it with people that are sort of younger than us now that have grown up, they're almost attacking LinkedIn, but then also they don't have any idea how to approach that social media platform because it's actually very different. And it is quite different to your Facebook, Instagram, TikToks. It's very different to them platforms. And it can be quite daunting from an aspect of what do. And I'm just as foul for this really and falling into the category of not really sure what to post. There's so much to post, but actually being that like, it feels a bit, it's different to me. Just I can post about my week away in Croatia when I've been away. Like I'll just post some photos, but and I don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to make it too personal, but I also don't want to make it too professional now because I think it was seen very much as such a professional platform that you have to be like to begin with anyway, very professional. It's all about finding connections, building it, and basically selling more.
I think that's what LinkedIn used to be. It kind of was. If you go back quite a few years, it was a very, very professional platform. I remember a time where LinkedIn, everybody's photo was like their professional work headshot in a suit and tie or very, very smart clothing. It's become a lot more relaxed, I find, now.
I think it's what it's done. It's quite reflective of how we now as consumers would purchase and buy.
I think it's become reflective of what businesses
because I think
turned into.
Yeah, because I think you're almost not as I think people aren't as responsive to like basically a salesman, a real hard salesman. Like again, a pet peeve of a lot of people on LinkedIn is you get a connection request, you approve it, you think, okay, fine. Yeah. And then immediately they're on the cell and they're sending you a message like,
this.
Are you interested in this? Thanks for the connection. And it's a nightmare. People aren't as responsive to that. So then that's where the platform's probably progressed from going from, let's say, quite a sell platform or more of I guess a bit of a, here's me in a professional way. Here's, I'm going to leave my personal life over here. All my professional life is on LinkedIn, whereas you're kind of combining the two. And you find that actually a little bit like how on our own business social media channels, the personal connection, and I say like posted about, week away, I posted about, photo of myself, I was away. I didn't put like a whole 14 photos, a whole 14 people in the photo, just wanted one of me. Again, it's quite personal though. Adds that personal touch to it and people respond well to it. Same with, say, the post I did about sort of the Dragon Boat race. Just a personal touch. But it's actually just, like, it's, because that's part of who I am. I'm a bit, like, I like that. Again, my out of offices are quite similar. Like, I like to add a bit of a GIF or add a bit of a, almost
your
out
of
Photoshop.
Offices are, honestly, they're brilliant. Every time you go away, I'm excited to see what you're going to come up with next.
And I'm excited to do them. I find it quite entertaining, but it's just trying to add in that, say, bit of personality that, everyone's got. It's just trying to add that in, and again, as well as.
Well, we talked about this, haven't we? We talked about doing this with your brand on an earlier episode, talking about bringing your personality through to it, bringing your people to buy into the whole values of it. People buy from people. It's about how you make people feel, all the rest of it. So it seems that more and more as we approach and tackle LinkedIn, it is more about the personal connections, the personality of people, because we've said before, haven't we, that LinkedIn is by far and away the most person-to-person heavy personal platform.
Well, I think even from a business point of view, it's the best platform to put time. Again, depending on the type of business, there are types of businesses. Say if you retail business, you can do quite well on somewhere like Instagram.
Yeah, because you're selling to consumers.
Yeah, whereas in a say a business to business sense, LinkedIn's probably the best platform to be on.
Yeah, for business to business,
far and away, because you can, and we talk to a lot of business people about, they're like, oh, should I be on LinkedIn, like from a business point of view? And it's like, you can have a business page. A business page definitely works, and you should have one. But primarily what people are going to connect with is you. They want to connect with you as a person, as a business person, and learn about you. So you almost, instead of doing the business first, then the people, you're doing the people first and then the business.
Yeah.
Because the people is actually what matters in a B2B. Say that's like for us, it's people, yes, our work primarily is what people buy into, but our work is almost, we like to think, and I think anyway, is a bit of a reflection on us. It's a bit, we can be quite creative with this. We can be quite fun with it. We can, do some fun stuff. And we've done, recently done a campaign that we'll hopefully sort of talk about in the next few weeks of what, what we've done and how we did that, which was a really fun campaign to be part of, because we were able to have a bit of fun with it.
It was brilliant.
Free, it was that perfect opportunity for us to have a bit of free reign. And that, again, we try and put through to our LinkedIn. We're not as consistent. Say when I come back from holiday, that's kind of a bit of it's almost like a new year resolution for me, but in August.
In August.
To go right. Okay, now is when I start. But it's just, trying to connect with people on that personal level, whilst also.
But like I say, it's reflective as well. My mind went to business clubs there.
Yeah.
We're very active at Newark, for example. And you walk into Newark Business Club room now on a Friday morning. I think we actually had this conversation the last time we were there.
Which at this point was a few months ago, because we've been
well,
away.
yeah, you decided to leave for your holiday on Business Club Day.
Yeah.
I'd never do that.
No, you would never do that. No,
I would never miss a business club day.
The business club members will be very happy to know that. They'll be very happy to hear.
We'll see. I probably will at some point end up doing that, and you can throw that in my face. But there was perhaps a time where, like you say, it was a lot of accountants, a lot of suits and ties and stuff. But we turn up in our shorts, and if it's a nice warm day, in t-shirts and things. The whole business landscape seems to have relaxed quite a lot, and I think specifically talking about Newark Business Club, LinkedIn, for a lot of our connections, because a lot of them are Newark-based people, is almost like a extension of the business club. Just seeing what people are up to day to day, and it's great for conversation starters, because we turn up at business club. I saw what you were doing the other day. How'd you get on with that? So and so. Is that how I should be using LinkedIn as a small business owner? How should I be using LinkedIn day to day to interact with my connections and gain more connections?
Yeah, effectively that you've got to, and it's not about necessarily posting everyday life. We don't need to.
The old Facebook thing of here's my tea.
It's one of those. I think you kind of need to find that middle ground, and not everyone's comfortable sharing everything anyway. So it's not about sharing everything that you do, but it's giving that insight into you as a person, so the personal touch. So it's that kind of what are your interests, if you know what I mean. So you talk about we're being into football, right? And again, it's not that you have to mention all the time about leads, because I'll be honest, I don't want to see that on LinkedIn. That's just personal point of view. But people.
I think people would like to see that. I think maybe I should talk more about Leeds.
I'll tell you what. You do a post on Leeds. Let's see how much traction. But no,
hey, Leeds fans will be all over it.
Yeah, because you lot are everywhere.
We are everywhere.
Yeah. Annoying.
Especially now we're back in the Premier League, baby.
God, unbearable. But back to LinkedIn. But so yeah, I think that's again a personal touch that you can add in here and there. I connect with a few sports people and a few friends as well that share the occasional things about
Yeah.
the sports clubs that they're interested in, or go watch and stuff. So there's that personal touch. Might be something else you do. Sports wise, play a lot of cricket. Add that. You can throw that in. Now it doesn't need to be again the whole cliche of here's what Leeds losing 1-0 at the weekend taught me about business. It's not.
I wouldn't say that teaches me a lot.
Not sure we want to know what that teaches you.
No.
But so adding that in, but also I think primarily what people are going to want to see from you, from us, is it's that sharing a bit of knowledge. So it's okay. Well, what design stuff do we maybe see that we're interested in? It might be that, say, someone, we talked, I think, the back end of last year about Jaguar changed their logo, did change some of their branding, change their logo, and it was quite
almost
poorly
things
received.
that happen in the world that you think I've got a bit of background expertise and knowledge on that I could share my view on it.
Yeah, because people who want to hear that from you are going to be much more.
My voice holds value on this topic.
Well, yeah, it does. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I think we've said before to many people, look, they're the expert in their field. You're the expert in your field. You're an expert because you know more than most.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're, however many connections, hundreds, thousand connections, you know more on branding and marketing than 95% of them, probably more. So share that knowledge. You share that knowledge. Give your opinions. Again, and they bring
the modest side of my brain's there. Just go no. You're right, but you are right. And this is, I think, what people have to get their head around. And the definition, if you like, of an expert is that you know more than the person you're talking to.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's not this idea that there's you're the best in your field and therefore you're the expert.
You don't have to achieve certain levels before you become expert.
A retailer in Newark that's selling furniture, for example.
Yeah.
They're an expert in their field because I've got no idea.
A florist is an expert in flowers.
Yeah. I'm not even funny. When I went to buy the ring for my now fiance, I walked in and went, I want a silver one. And if she'd mentioned a oval diamond, what have you got? Because I've got no idea. She's an expert.
Silver, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that one. I like that one.
Was she pleased with it, by the way? Did she like the ring?
Yeah.
Did you get good brownie points for that?
Pretty good brownie points.
Good. Yeah, good.
So you share that. Not say as an expert, you can share that knowledge, give I say the people what they want, but they do want to see that. It might not feel like they do, but they will be interested by it. And at the end of the day, what you're doing is putting together this portfolio in a way of okay, well, here's been my opinion on this, and I've given you a bit of a tip here. I've gone away for a week. I've gone, I've supported Leeds, and maybe it's like thrown in with something else you've brought out, I don't know, and you new kit and you like something, or we talk all the time about the graphics that sports clubs do, like the match day graphics that they do, and then they do a start an 11 one, to show the team. That stuff's interesting to us, so we can talk about that sort of stuff, and it combines our two loves. Marketing, creative stuff, and
especially
sport.
Because a lot of sports clubs, won't stay too long on this subject, but they're starting to tap a lot more into storytelling with their graphics and things like that, which is great to see. Really tap into the brand and the values and everything, and the storytelling. I remember, I think last year, Everton's last year at Goodison. Their graphics all focused around saying goodbye to Goodison Park, and it was a really nice collection.
Yeah.
So things like that always catch the eye. So what you're saying there really is, as a LinkedIn user, I should be keeping my ear to the ground on things that are going on in current affairs that are within my subject field, if you like.
And naturally, you're probably going to be doing that anyway. You're probably going to be pretty aware of what's happening in the marketing world, or in websites maybe specifically. You're quite aware of what's going on.
If something happens, I'm probably going to find out about it.
And it might be that you find out through LinkedIn, but then you can do your own post, or you can jump on the back and you can make your own. I think
share the opinion that I have on it.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to. And don't worry about you'd have to think about, I need to make sure my opinion's so outlandish, so like crazy that it definitely brings, because it just needs to be your own opinion. You need to be
stay true to yourself, I would say. Don't think that you need to be going full like controversial.
No, because you don't want to devalue yourself. You want to make sure that you're giving your opinion.
Well, what it's doing is surely boosting your own credibility by talking about that, having a voice on it. It's getting you in front of people, because remember, people buy when they want to buy, and they buy who's top of mind. And the way to stay top of mind is to become known, it's to become liked, it's to become trusted. And this is another way of doing that, isn't it? It's keeping you at the top of people's mind, in front of them, talking about the subject that you are going to, in the end, want to sell to them. I don't like using the word sell to them, phrase sell to them, but work with them on.
Yeah, because you end up, people start interacting with you, and again, you've got, I think what people won't necessarily realize is they've got an audience already. Now, you definitely have, in terms of your connections that you've got on LinkedIn. So you've got, and not only have you got people that you're connected with that are local, Newark based, Grantham based, they are also, again, fellow experts in their field that you've connected with, because you're intrigued by their opinions. So they're connected with you because they're intrigued by your opinions. But if you're not putting your opinions out there, then
how are you going to be known?
Exactly,
and trusted.
You won't be known. And
people will buy into it as well. They'll read what you have to say and think, I agree with that. That's actually really insightful and really, really interesting.
And again, the power
of your
of
stuff.
Yeah, the power of things like comments on and likes, and just engagement in general on LinkedIn is for me so much more powerful than it is on other platforms. Because say if you comment on someone's, that's going to take their post so much further, because it's going to get put in front of their connections, and then some of them do it. Say I'll put up the Dragon Boat post I did. It's people that like that I'm not connected with, but they've seen it because other people that I am connected with have liked it, so it's gone to their some of their connections, and it's just, again, it's
because that's the beauty
effect.
of LinkedIn as well, isn't it? That you have your first, your second, your third plus connections.
Yeah.
By having stuff liked and shared, you start to expand that field out. I mean, we looked at the Dragon Boat post earlier of your reactions to that, and there's some like second and third connections. Like, how have they found it?
Yeah, but suddenly it's like, oh well, I do know that I know that person, so I'll just send them a connection request. So they're actually, I make sure I'm connected with them. So hopefully they'll see the next time I post, they'll see that.
And what you've done with that post has shown a really good side of your personality that people think, oh, I like this guy.
Hopefully, anyway.
Well, yeah, but if they don't, then they're not the people you want to be doing business with anyway.
No, again, it kind of
be interacting with on such a platform.
Yeah, and again, it's that people interact with me, with us as a business. That's what we are. We're quite relaxed. Yeah. We're quite, we're not going to go on the hard sell to you, but we're quite relaxed.
Look at us here.
Shorts and t-shirt weather.
Shorts and t-shirt, it is. Yeah, we're trying to make the most out of this summer.
Oh, God, yeah. Extend it for as long as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. So, show them personality. Keep my ear to the ground and, comment on things going on in the world that are related to what I do. What else should I be doing on it? Should I be talking about what I currently am doing?
To an extent. And it's that, do you want to be... say I mentioned a campaign we're on earlier. I don't really, I think for us, it's probably best, let's not mention that yet, but let's mention it at the end of it, when it's all said and done. And it might be that you've got, again, sort of pressures about what you can and can't say. But again, if you can say you've worked on a project, or you are working on a project,
should I be showing, should part of my split into my content split, if you like, if you do it as a little pie chart and split it off into what I should be talking about?
Your pillars.
The pillars, yeah. How much of it should be, this is what I've done, this is a new project I've been working on, this is who I've been working with, this is a meeting I was at today?
It's difficult. I'd say that a decent chunk, I would say between sort of probably 30 and 50%, really, because that's your bread and butter. That's what you're doing Monday to Friday. You're working on stuff for clients. You're working with clients.
That's increasing your credibility of what you do day to day, isn't it?
Exactly. It's increasing your credibility, your trust in...
Social proof, if you like, yeah.
Exactly. And it's stuff that as Nettle, we'd be posting about anyway, or like to be posting about. We'd be posting about what we've done for clients to showcase what we can do. Same with you personally, from a personal point of view. And again, it's that just showing off your skills, your expertise, your knowledge base that you can.
Because remembering as well that LinkedIn is such a personal platform. We talk about personal profiles at the minute here. So when we talk about a business using social media, we talk about, showcase your team, showcase your services, make sure you use a lot of visual video content and stuff like that. But for a personal LinkedIn, a lot of it has to be about you as an individual and what you're doing and why that is so important to you and your career.
Yeah, because as I say, what LinkedIn allows you to do is you meet the people first before you meet the business, but you have already then met the business.
Strange split, isn't it? Because you're always acting as a sort of an ambassador for the business itself.
But that's how that's a great thing, and that's where I say when you're active on LinkedIn, you're almost it makes you feel much more confident in that business because someone's such a big advocate of that business that they're happy to post or to put out there. Maybe it's the work they're doing or what they do and their expertise and what they're working on. That it then means, okay, well, great. Like they're passionate about what they do. And I'll give her a shout out because I see her all the time on LinkedIn, but Carrie from APT, Carrie B from APT, if you need a will, think of me, but her, not me, her. I know I wanted to say a catchphrase, but it didn't really work. But she's, quite a big sort of person on LinkedIn. She posts quite frequently. But again, what comes through a lot on her posts is just her love for
what she does.
She does.
Yeah.
That's what she absolutely loves helping people through certain times in their life that require her services. And that like I say,
but that's her why, isn't it? And I think
yeah,
if you speak to Mr. Hardy, who we've had on the show before, and David O'Brien, they'll talk a lot about before you do anything, what's your why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Why are you in the game of marketing? Why is Carrie in the game of helping people with their wills? Probate and things like that.
It's just it gives you it's a platform you can just share your expertise, your love for what you do, and just give a little bit of an insight into who you are as a person. And
remembering that people buy from people. All the time.
And it's so important because the people buy from people thing is becoming more and more apparent. It's becoming so.
I think since we've stepped out of COVID, it's been huge.
Well,
it's accelerated so much.
You have your bigger businesses that you'll buy from all the time, but your local businesses, again, your B2B especially, it's all about who
but so even so many corporate businesses have become so much more personal in the kind of content they're putting out there.
Yeah, well, the rise of sort of meme marketing is another topic for another day. But
absolutely.
But again, it just adds an insight into who they are. And again, if it's a 2-man team, if it's a 8-man team, if it's a 30-man team that's there's people in the warehouse, people can relate to them.
There's been a shift into talking directly to your audience, isn't there?
Yeah,
a lot more in a more relaxed way.
Yeah, and LinkedIn's a part of that because you're able to talk. You've got connections that are all over. They say your connections will be a mix of people that are in your industry. There'll be people that aren't in your industry but might be local to you. People that you just know, even on a personal level, you know them, but you know what they work for. It's
an increasingly smaller percentage because I'm always gaining new connections, but there's a percentage that are old uni contacts and stuff like that.
But it's that you never know who knows who. Who knows who might know someone else or whatever that can get you a new job, a new job or a new
because LinkedIn started off as a recruiting platform.
Yeah.
And it's evolved into more of a kind of business networking platform.
But again, it's every platform will evolve. LinkedIn say evolved from a bit of a recruitment platform to then being quite okay. Your photo has to be really like professional looking, almost like this studio looking white background person in front of it.
Yeah. They were all black and white for a while as well.
Yeah, so people, it was a bit like that. Now it's a lot more relaxed. It's okay. Well, tell me about yourself. I want to know who you are. I'm not bothered too much about the business at this stage. I just want to know who you are. Dan Gibson,
which I think is a really good place for business to be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is because it just allows people to be a bit more. And I think what people try and do and shouldn't is they try to be someone they're not. They try to be this almost really polished version of themselves, and that's what people aren't resonating maybe with as much anymore. They're resonating with this. Okay, well, here's a bit unpolished. Okay, well, maybe it's that. Okay, well, you use a swear word every now and again, so maybe you chuck that in.
Yeah.
Or, like, again, not maybe on every post, but you throw that in because it's just a bit like, oh, look, I've had a real day, like, whatever.
Are we have to bleep this now?
No, because part of who we are.
Do we need the explicit tag?
Yeah. maybe.
Maybe we put that bit.
Maybe I believe that. Maybe I believe
We'll
that.
see how much of a, kerfuffle it is.
Kerfuffle.
I was going to say something else there.
I like the
want
word.
to go down into that one.
I really like the word kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. It's a great word, isn't it? It's a
right.
word.
But no. So people are resonating much more with unpolished.
I think as well with the rise of AI.
Well, yeah, and it's whole. It's like almost a whole different topic, but it is.
But people are appreciating the unpolished versions of yourself.
Well, people are going to appreciate
more and more
real people.
Yeah,
and that's what you can hopefully bring through from LinkedIn. So yeah,
absolutely.
It's definitely, I say, it's such a powerful platform that I think people don't. And again, we talk about the C word of consistency so much, but that is the main thing.
Yeah, so that's my final question to you: of how often should I be using LinkedIn? How much should I be posting? Should I be doing it every day? Should I be doing it even more? Should I be doing it less, once a week? What's the ideal kind of split to make sure my audience stays engaged?
I think,
but doesn't forget me at the same time.
A big thing with LinkedIn is use it every day, but don't post every day.
Right.
So have a look what's happening every day. What's happening in the world of marketing, or in the world of Dan Gibson, in your connections, what's happening. You might be someone else gone somewhere else, and you might think, I'll drop a comment there. Drop a comment, I'll drop a like. You're just connecting, trying to gain these connections and build
without
your relationship.
Actually posting all the time.
Yeah,
that'll be a really good use of LinkedIn.
I'd definitely dedicate some time each day if you can to that. Again, it doesn't really matter when. It can be first thing you do when you wake up. It can be like later on in the day. It doesn't really matter. But
yeah, I tend to have a little look down. It's in between jobs. So I complete a task, and then I just have a quick little scroll down LinkedIn.
Yeah, and it's
before I start another one.
It's absolutely fine. It's better than probably scrolling through TikTok. Well, say that nowadays. You got your businesses on TikTok. You can learn from them.
You can get in a rabbit hole.
All sorts. Yeah, you can get in a rabbit hole though. So I'd probably be using it every day. But in terms of posting, I'm not a big advocate for posting every day, because I think that what will happen is people will just get a little bit on you. Again, your content gets slightly diluted, and suddenly it's not going as far as you want, and people are probably seeing your name again and thinking, oh well, I'm not gonna react to that one because I've reacted with the one yesterday, and I'm not, this one. I'm not that bothered about this one, and suddenly it just sort of dilutes your content.
Should I be varying it as well in terms of, should I be posting some text heavy posts? Should it sometimes be video? Should it sometimes be a picture?
Well, again, we've spoken about it on many occasions before, and you had Chris on, obviously. He's a big advocate for it, but video is obviously massive, and LinkedIn's sort of going with that into, now I think it's one of the latter platforms to sort of adapt to video, but it's certainly adapted now, and it will, is quite, once the video's there, it will probably promote that quite a bit more, and again, gets a lot more eyes on it. So I definitely vary it, because that's the one thing you don't want to post if it's the same photo of yourself every now and again, or it's it's just a photo of a coffee. You've gone out for a hot chocolate.
Oh, the coffee.
And you're going out, but that's fine if it's every now and again. Like we laugh at you see like New at Business one and that New at Business Club post, and again it's the one, I think it's the one time people get together and go, I really need to post on LinkedIn today, and they take a photo of the whole room, upload it, like, Great at Business Club, and that's fine. Like, again,
sometimes it's my
works.
picture. I've seen my picture get used.
Yes, no,
someone else's post on that.
That's because you're the photo. Back to earlier. You are the photographer.
I'm the photographer.
You are the photographer. Yes.
It's all coming together now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, people have got that from early on.
They've clocked it, man.
So, but you see the same sort of photo, so it might be that you just want to change up your content, in a different way. It might be a video, it might be a different photo, say whatever. But I definitely change it up. Okay, it's just something different people are seeing. Again, relating to what you're posting about, because you'll be talking about so many different things. You'll be talking about, might be talking about your life. It's something that's happened, that's experience, that's maybe clicked something in your brain about something marketing related. You've seen a billboard out and about, and you're like, oh, it was a really good billboard, or it really wasn't, and I'm not, or so I'd change up what the content's going to look like.
Yeah.
And in terms of how much I'd be posting, I mean, look, for me, if you get out, I've always said, if you just at least you're posting, that's the main thing.
Should it be more, because some people will be like, right, I need a regimented routine. I'm going to post on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Should it be a bit like that? Or should I be more kind of like, I'm going to keep my mind open at all times, but only when I feel like it's of value?
Yeah, you can. Thing is, you can get again down a bit of a rabbit hole in terms of when's best to post, because you can say that, okay, well, LinkedIn a bit more professional platform, so maybe people aren't on it in the evenings in the week as much, because that they've been through their business life. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hits, they get home, they want to eat the tea, and they want to go, chill out for a little bit. Maybe look on Instagram or TikTok instead. But also, people might not do that. They might go on LinkedIn later on. Sunday's always been a good day to post, because I think that's when people are starting to get back into, okay, well, the work week's coming. Let me just check or whatever.
And they've got more free time to have a little scroll down.
Exactly. But again, that's like, you can delve into that a lot. At the end of the day, it's just going to be important to just post.
Yeah, I feel
once a week. If it's once a week, it's once a week. That's absolutely fine. If you get 3-4 posts out a week, again, perfect. That's probably the sweet spot.
But don't push it if you feel like you're kind of stretching for content.
I wouldn't force a post just to post. I think you're better off for quality over quantity. So if it's like, I posted 5 times this week, I need to get another one out though for whatever.
Yeah,
won't worry about it.
Make sure it's value. Make sure it's relevant.
And also
and true to yourself.
Something that you would almost want to read yourself. Don't post something that you're not that bothered about. That if you scroll past your feed, you want to make sure you read it, because if you're not going to read and enjoy your content, then your audience definitely isn't.
Exactly. Yeah. So to finish off, then, what would be 3 very quick tips for somebody, a business owner, maybe not a business owner, maybe an employee of a business, but wants to use LinkedIn in a more productive way for them? What would be 3 quick tips for them to be thinking about off the back of this podcast?
I think, for one, I dedicate some time every day to have a look through LinkedIn. Now, that can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that can be half an hour. Doesn't matter even if it's 5 minutes. Just to dedicate a little bit of time to go on there, have a look through, maybe some of your notifications come through, just see or see on the news bit tab, or just have a quick scroll and see what your connections are up to.
Okay.
Or
so be there every day.
Be there every day. I would, if you haven't already, I'd think of some, almost note down some some posts that you can do, a bit of a plan. Now, it doesn't have to be too regimented, like, next Tuesday I'm going to do this, and next Thursday. Just create almost your content pillars.
Yeah, a bit of a content bank as well. Yeah,
your general thing of, okay, let me do a bit of an introduction. Maybe it's an introduction to me, because you haven't done that in a while. I see a lot of people that do that relatively frequently, because they might get because in a lot of time, they might get some 50, 100 new connections in 3 months. Oh, let me just reintroduce myself. But people love that, because again, things can change. If I reintroduce myself now,
be very different, wouldn't it?
It's different
a year ago.
To a year ago.
For a start, your big news, the engagement.
Yeah, I know, but it's complete. I'm I say a different man, not necessarily a different man, but I've
changed, man.
I've changed, man. You changed. You're different, man. I don't know who you are anymore. But you change. Maybe you know a little bit more about something, or you're learning about something. We've been on an AI course, learned a lot about AI in the last few months. Suddenly, that's a bit of an
be there every day.
Be there every day.
Have a plan.
Have a bit of a plan.
And the 3rd tip:
be consistent.
Be consistent.
Be consistent. Don't. It seems so simple, and it isn't. It can be difficult to try and I say think of a post, but if you've got a plan, or you've got a bit of a bank of, okay, well, I want to post about something I've done this week. Okay, what have I done? You'll have a shorter list of stuff that you've done, or clients you've worked with.
But ensure that you're consistent with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep it regular.
Again, if you're posting once a week, you're still posting once a week.
Yeah.
You can think about
If
when the last
if
time you
that's
posted.
your ideal plan for it, that's fine.
Yeah,
Stick to
time's always the biggest constraint anyway.
Yeah.
But if you can, you get a post together, it will do so much better, and there's no harm in it.
I'll add a bonus tip.
Ooh, love a bonus tip.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try and don't think, oh, I'm on a corporate platform, so I need to talk differently to how I would normally. Talk as if you're talking to your mate, talking to someone in the pub, out in the street, in the local park, whatever, at a business club.
Yeah.
Be yourself, and that's what gets people to warm to you.
Yeah. We've mentioned a few people, but again, Ian Charles, Friday's Happy Beer Day.
Happy Beer Day.
And
I love that.
funny, Happy Beer Day's it's Beer Day too
It
for
is
us.
Beer Day, and it is time to. It's looking like time, so maybe we should wrap this up.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, I think I can smell a beer.
You can smell a beer.
Smell a beer.
Interesting. I'm not quite sure what that means, but we'll roll with it. That was Marketing Matters. Talking about LinkedIn today. A very wide topic, and great to pick Ashley's brains on that. I said Ashley again.
You did, yeah. You have, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the new thing. Maybe you're going to call me Ashley from now on.
I'm not sure about that.
No.
Join us next time on Marketing Matters when we'll be talking about a brand new topic within the wonderful wide world of marketing. But until then, thanks for joining us. Bye for now.